Alright guys, well, in the last video, which was this morning, we come in and we glassed the transit. We put another layer of glass all the way across with a 4-inch overlap on the previous layer that was on the transit, and that encapsulated the second and probably the last layer, unless I decide to put a little bit of reinforcement here. But we're at 1 3/4 inches, a little heavy. The splash well is right at 2 inches, so we don't have really a whole lot of room. We could come in and go low and put a piece down here, but I don't know if we're going to do that or not. That may be something that we decide later on. But we got the back of the stringers, the outside stringers tied in, or tabbed up, and one layer over the top. And then we got the knees positioned in place and attached them with stainless steel screws, so they're rigid, they're in place, they're where they're going to go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to run some peanut butter up underneath these knees and on both sides. We're going to put some peanut butter in here and do us a fillet on all this stuff that we glassed in this morning, and then we're going to do some tabbing. We're going to start tabbing up some of the knees. We're going to tab the knees in, and we're going to tab the knees to the hull. And so let me get some peanut butter mixed up, and we'll get started. Alright, so we got our peanut butter. The easiest way that I've seen to apply this is once you get it mixed up, put it in the corner, roll your bag down, put it in the corner of a Ziploc bag. And of course you can use a pastry piping bag, but cut you a little hole in the end, and you can twist it up and pipe it right onto the boat. We'll get it closed up here, make sure you get it closed up. But we're going to take and just run it right up through there, just like that. And then you take a spoon, and just old plastic spoon, and run it right up through there. Now you see, I'm not satisfied with the amount. I want a little bit more than that. So we're going to put a little bit more. Again, take our plastic spoon and just run it right up through there. And get you a nice bead. Gently. It's easy to work with. And then if you got any, I like to clean up the edges so I don't have to do so much work later on. Get the other side. Like making a cake. Gonna mix that cabassil a little bit longer. It's got some chunks in there. Of course, it ain't gonna hurt anything. There's nothing much structural about this, as I understand it. It's just basically just a filler. We gotta get that up under in there. Real good. There's a little bit of a gap under that stringer, or the knee rather. Let's see if we got enough. May not have got enough. So you got one little spot right there that needs a little more. I think that's going to look pretty good for us. Cleaning it up. Clean it up, you don't have to do as much sanding, and I hate to sand it. Just be gentle, it'll go together. So if you miss a spot, just no matter how much I put, it always takes more than that. So the next thing we're going to do, we got our fillets in place. Everywhere I put a fillet, now I'm going to tab all that in. Alright, here's our first piece of tabbing. Tab the lead of the stringer. Get that done. Could come up just a little more. Just a little more. Just a little. Up just a little. Check the 17 over there. That nice transition. That fillet makes a nice transition that the glass don't fight too much. Gonna roll her in here. Let it relax and we'll come back and roll it again. Try to remember this time, let this out. Like I said with the Coosa, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. But if I was doing plywood, then not coating it beforehand would probably cause a dry joint. My understanding, that is no good. Yeah. Well, alright guys, I'm going to continue to work on these knees off camera. What I intend on doing is getting them tabbed in down here. I'll tab in here. We're going to get both sides taken care of. And then I've got to round the top off. Now I can't do that I can't do that while we've got a lot of glass, damp glass. So that'll have to be done probably tomorrow. And then we'll come back and we'll lay up over these knees. I'm going to continue to tab in. We've got a tab on each side. Of course, it's connected to the stringer, and the stringer's tabbed in. It's got this first layer on it. On this side, I'll come all the way down here over the knee, over the stringer. That'll give me a second layer on top. We're going to try to get 3 tabs in and 2 layers on the top of everything. I think that'll be sufficient to hold this thing together. It'll certainly be better than it was originally. And like I said, I never had any, as rotten as this boat was, I mean, it held together. So I appreciate you hanging out with us today. We're going to keep working on the boat, and hopefully it won't be too awful long. We get to hit the water. So until next time, this is Brian, Cliffside Outfitters. Y'all have a good day.